Thanks very much, Ruth, for the intro, and good evening, everyone. We've got a great crowd here tonight. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet this evening, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. The Eora people are the traditional caretakers of the land that stretches along the coast from South Heads inland to Petersham, and it is upon their ancestral lands that this university has been built. On behalf of myself and my daughter Ondine, who has recently moved to Israel for a few years with her husband Dror and her young family, on behalf of our exceptionally hard-working, committed team of Voiceless staff and volunteers here tonight, I'd like to thank you all for the hard work you've put into organising this evening. We had a record 378 registrations as of 10 minutes ago for tonight's event. I'd also like to extend a very special welcome to my wife Jean, who chairs the Voiceless Council, and a special welcome to our Voiceless Council members. We have a council of some 40 members, Voiceless directors, Voiceless patrons, Voiceless ambassadors, the Voiceless Scientific Expert Advisory Council, which is an international council, and members of the Legislative Council, and in particular, our sponsors who are here this evening. It's heartening to see so many true believers, as I quote from Paul Keating. It's heartening to see so many true believers gathered here tonight, willing to engage with the concept of animal protection and animal law. Many of you know that the Voiceless journey really began just over 9 years ago with my daughter Ondine, who became aware of animal suffering at a very early age, when a cow's tongue was served for dinner and she queried the origin. That's the last time she ate meat. Ondine and I started Voiceless together a few short months after attending an animal rights conference in Los Angeles in 2003. There were some 500 animal rights activists at the conference. To our horror, we realized that animal cruelty was quite pervasive in the Australian society and worldwide, in fact. What we heard and what we saw at the conference can only be described as horrific. I'm not necessarily religious, but the treatment of our fellow beings in factory farms seems to me to be ungodly. We founded Voiceless with the intention of creating a professional organisation that would promote respect and compassion for animals, to raise awareness of the conditions in which these sentient beings are forced to exist, and to take action to alleviate their suffering. In founding Voiceless, I needed to bear witness to the suffering of animals in factory farms, to see for myself, which I have done over many years. I needed, in legal jargon, to do due diligence, or it might be accounting jargon, I'm not sure. Since 2004, we have evolved into a think tank and an organisation at the forefront of the animal protection movement, focusing our efforts on two core areas of work: factory farming and the commercial kangaroo industry. The law has always been central to our mission, and this is one of a number of qualities which I believe sets Voiceless apart from other organisations which operate in the same space. We strongly believe the law is a driving force for change, coupled together with consumer outrage. When we founded Voiceless, the field of animal law did not exist in Australia. Since then, Voiceless has focused on a range of initiatives designed to grow animal law in Australia. Today, we have 14 law schools teaching or planning to teach animal law across the country. The doors of legal firms across the country were initially closed to us. I knocked and banged on the doors, but no one answered. Today, Voiceless receives pro bono services or in-kind support from a majority of Australia's leading law firms. We've convinced the Australian legal community that animal law is on the cutting edge, and lawyers across the country are becoming increasingly engaged. Every year, the growth of the legal movement around animal law becomes more and more significant, and the Voiceless Animal Law Lecture Series is a litmus test. Your attendance here tonight means that you are probably part of the movement already. We trust the information, and you will be after tonight anyway, we trust the information you are presented with will encourage you to spread the word and help drive the change that is needed to give our fellow sentient beings the legal protection and recognition they richly deserve, and have mercy upon them. Once again, thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy the evening amid the company of like-minded beings. Thank you.